What's up, beautiful people? Welcome to Painted Purpose Tribe TV, the place where we talk about how to move from a place of pain to a place of purpose. And so last week we talked about coronavirus and we said what we can do to make sure that we come out of this phase, because we are going to come out of this phase, guys, and I will keep telling you so you don't forget. We are going to come out of this phase, but how we can come out of this phase richer, stronger, more fulfilled. But this week, we're going back to talking about our past. And so 2 weeks ago, we talked about how to stop being stuck in your past. And so today, I'm asking you a question. Does your past define you? Are you defined by your past? What do I mean? I mean that the decisions that you've taken today, the person that you are, the things that you've done, is it because of the past that you have? Is it because of the kind of person that you were before? Is it because of the things that people told you that you could not do? Is it because of the things that people told you that you could not become? Is that why you are where you are today? Every time you want to make a decision, do you hear that little voice in your head telling you, no, 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 you failed yesterday, so you can't do it today? Take, for example, I want to dye my hair pink. It might seem like a very funny example, but stay with me. I want to dye my hair pink. And I'm telling myself that, oh, I want to dye my hair pink. I feel like, oh, pink would be good for me. But then I remember that somebody told me years ago that, what fits your face is only braids. Don't bother. Don't try. Wig on. Everything else makes you look older. Like somebody told me, okay, everything makes you look older. So just stay in your lane, maintain your lane. And so because of that, I wouldn't dye my hair pink. I wouldn't explore. I wouldn't try. A friend of mine was telling me last week how she's exploring, how she's dyed her hair different colors. And I was like, wow, that is so amazing. But how are you moving concerning your past? How? Is everything you're doing based on the person that you were before? Or is it based on the person that you want to become? Are you allowing things that people told you before to define you? That's the question that I just want you to think deeply during this quarantine phase. During this quarantine phase, yes, we are thinking, we are reflecting, and we are not reflecting negatively, guys. We are reflecting positively. We're reflecting positively in a way that we're going to come out of this much better than the way we entered into it, okay? So now, does your past define you? Whenever you want to take a decision, are you thinking, no, I failed yesterday? Like I've talked about how I failed, seemingly failed, because I would say because I learned a lot of lessons. I failed in a magazine I was doing in university, and I got into debt. Didn't have sponsors anymore. It was so beautiful at first, and I was having so much fun, and it just got to a point it just wasn't working again. It just simply wasn't working again. And because of that, I struggled to go back to writing. I struggled to go back to publishing. I couldn't just go back. I was stuck for years. I was stuck for so many years. I couldn't go back. I stayed in my lane. I stayed in my lane. I stayed in my job. I stayed in my full-time job, and I refused to explore anything else. I was a workaholic. I was so committed to my job. I refused to do anything else. And it was also because there was a particular time in my life when I even tried to go back to writing, and there was a particular lady that said, who is this person that's trying to write? Who do you think you're kidding? Please stay in your lane. People will just tell you to stay in your lane, right? Stay in your lane. You are a terrible writer. You have no skills at all. Just behave yourself. It reminds me of Lisa Nicole that said that told her that she could never speak. That she could never be a great speaker. And so it's the other things that people have told you that you cannot become. And because of that, you are stuck. Because of that, every time you think of this is the person that I want to be, you rewind and then you just say, no, I can't become that person. And think about it. Don't run away from this question. You have some time at home now, so think about it. Don't run away from this question, because I'm so particular about transformation, guys. I'm so particular about us becoming the people that we're called to be. Feel my passion. I am passionate about it, yes. About us becoming the people that we are actually called to be. But if we are defined by our past, then we can't move on. we can't become anything. If we continue to allow those limiting beliefs that kept us from the past to keep us stuck and to not allow us to become the people that we're called to be, then we don't go into our purpose. Okay, so I just want you to think about this. Are there things that you want to be that you've not been able to become because of where you're coming from? Do you feel like you have such a terrible past and you feel like you're not good enough? Do you feel like, oh no, those things are not for people like me? I'm here to tell you that your past does not define you. So fine, you've answered the question for yourself. And maybe you've answered the question that yes, your past defined you. But I'm here to tell you that your past does not define you. God does not use your past to determine your future. So why should you? Why should you use your past to determine your future when God does not do that for you? He doesn't do that. He looks at your future. Remind me of a scripture in Joel chapter 2 that talks about the army, right? The army of God that says, before them is a beautiful garden. Before them is a garden of Eden. Before them is a beautiful garden. But behind them is a desolate wilderness. Behind me is a desolate wilderness. Behind you is a desolate wilderness. Behind all of us is a desolate wilderness. And that is what we need to look at. It is behind us. It's not in front of us. It's behind us. And so we need to begin to look at our past as being behind us. I'm going to continue to drum this message of the past for a while because I want it to sink in. I want us to stop allowing our past to determine our future. And you could use the excuse, because it's an excuse to say it's coronavirus period. We're looking at coronavirus. If I don't come here to talk about those kind of things, I will come, because as far as I'm concerned, this phase will pass. I mean, look at China, amazing, right? This phase will pass and we will come out of it. But I'm so particular about you coming out of it stronger. And that's why I'm so particular about you reflecting and doing a lot of positive reflections and writing in your journal during this phase. You are not defined by your past. Your past does not define you. I want you to use this time to really write down the things that you want. If you didn't do a vision board or your dream, or write your dreams down at the beginning of the year, this is the time to do it. If you're so busy at the end of December and you didn't have a vision board or you didn't write anything, now is the time to do it. Now is the time to look at your journal and write out the things that you want to become. And I have this question for you. Yes, you. If you didn't have the past that you had, if you didn't go through the things that you went through, if nobody told you anything negative in your past, your parents, your friends, nobody told you anything negative in your past, your teachers, who would you be? Who would you be? What would you do with your life if you didn't have your past? And that's how you know for yourself if your past is defining you. Because then you realize, oh wow, my decisions are actually determined by my past. And so I want you to write out for yourself what you want. I'm so particular about this phase. This is a beautiful phase for us to really reflect and for us to plan. I love all the posts that I've been seeing, people saying that, oh, we're planning, we're strategizing. Yes, yes, yes. Plan, strategize, because this is the time to really, really, really define for yourself what you want. And so I'm asking you questions. I'm going to be asking you deep questions over the next few weeks that I want you to think about, so that when you come out of this phase, you are richer, you are stronger, you are beautiful, you are ready to take on the world. Okay? So that's a question. 2 questions, actually. Does your past define you? And when you've answered that question for yourself, now ask yourself, if I didn't have this past, who would I become? And then go and become that person. Go and become that person. Go and become that person. Yes, I said it 3 times so that it would drum well into your head. It would sink well into your head. Go and become that person. So until next week, guys, do not allow the pain of your past, the pain of even your present right now, to stop you from achieving your epic purpose. Love you guys. Bye.